Nifty has been inching up slowly and surely, but 76 points higher. Let's see how it opens. 10,906 is what we have. Mitesh Thakkar and Prakash Kabana join us. In a bit, Sudarshan Sukhani will also be joining us. Good morning. Mitesh, if we get a gap up of 70-75 points, what's the trade?
Good morning, Anuj. I think on Friday when we were looking at cutting out shorts and looking at possible targets of this bounce back sometime in the afternoon, I think I was looking at targets of around 10,900, 920, which when we were falling was a strong pivot. I think we might open around that. So the first reaction would not be to do anything but see if there's follow through happening to the buying. About 10,920, if we are showing more strength, then maybe buy with a 15-20 point kind of gap below the day's low, or the day's open, and then see if we can possibly continue this trend to head towards 11,100. So I think there could be a chance of this pullback extending to 11,100, but given the global outlook as well as the global market situation and the fact that we might open around a pivot level, I would not immediately rush into trade, but maybe after 15 minutes see if there's follow through happening, then take a trade.
Oh, okay. Prakash, good morning. What's your trade?
Good morning. So far, Nifty looks okay. Technical targets on the upside is 10,952. Then beyond that to 10,998, and beyond that to 11,037. The market is up. Only thing is, problem is, it will open with a gap. Do you buy a gap? The answer is no. I would wait for a first reaction. If a reaction comes, then I will buy. And perhaps we'll take a follow through. Bank Nifty comparatively, relatively is not as strong as the Nifty, but though still looks up, it can climb to 27,515, 740 zones. But if we get a dip, those would be buying opportunities in Bank Nifty.
Okay. What about individual stocks? I mean, today it seems like, a lot of the economy-facing stocks could rise because of the announcements. But what would you buy and sell, Prakash?
I think I'll go with 4 buys here. Start with Bata. Bata has given a technical buy out here. It's already strong. Can climb to around 1,510 zones. Stop below 1460 should be okay. BEL is looking good to me. I think a base has been formed and possibly we'll see a target of 108 to 110 in the days to come. Stop below 97. I also like Mindtree. Is it starting a move here? Possibly Mindtree can climb to around 730 zones. Stop below 695. And finally, I like Tata Global. That looks good. Looks like a move is started. Possibly we can see a move up to 274 zones. Stop below 262.
Okay, Prakash, thanks a lot for joining us. For now, we'll come back to you at 9 a.m. With some more calls. For now, Sudarshan Sukhani is also joining us. Sudarshan, good morning. How do you trade this market? You reckon a low has been made for positional traders and that's how you should approach this market? Or is this still a sell on rally market?
Good morning. Well, I would like that a low is made so that markets can resume their up move. But this is not about India anymore. It's about the world. So far, we were getting affected by the direct tax law changes, by the FII outflows, and the uncertain environment within the financial sector. If that has been resolved to some extent, then the world markets are now fairly choppy and doubtful. Therefore, we do not know whether a final low has been made. I'm not sure at all. What is much more likely is that the Nifty could now move in a trading range between 10,600 and 11,100, 150. And that could continue for many weeks. So this is not a very cheerful scenario as of now. The trade still is, because it is a trading range, because we are in a long-term bull market, the trade is that when you see a dip towards 10,800, 750, that's the time when you take a positional trade, go long, and then exit towards 11,100. That will happen 3-4 times a month, I think. Intraday for today, we are likely to open with a minor gap, and the chances are that if this gap holds, then there is some movement possible on the upside. So I would be a buyer if the morning gap holds.
Okay. Good morning, Sudarshan. Actually, I'm keen to hear about trading ideas in the Nifty Bank because many of the Nifty Bank components are stocks which FPIs like. And now that their taxes rolled back, there is an expectation, or at least traders will expect they will buy. That's HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, IndusInd. All these are usually FPI favorites. So I'm really interested to know the bank index trade.
Well, yes, the same rule applies, the same idea applies to the Nifty Bank. The Nifty Bank, after the morning gap, whatever it is, if the gap holds by 9:30, it's a buying opportunity. I do not think this is a positional trade as of now. It can become one, but today we are taking only an intraday trade in both the indices. At this point, you are right that the Nifty Bank has been oversold, much more, say, deeply sold into. But I could expect a bounce. There are other Nifty components except the banks which could still outperform.
All right. Well, let's get Mitesh Thakkar into this conversation as well and find out what his views are. Mitesh, hi. Good morning. Your thoughts on how to approach the market? I mean, even if you would take a long position, what would your stop losses be?
So I think my idea is that if we sustain the gap and after 15 minutes see some follow through and remain about 10,920, then take a trade with a few points as a stop below the day's low or the day's open, whatever may be the case. But that apart, on stock side, I have 3 buys and 1 sell, and in fact the sell is from banking side. I think Prakash mentioned that Bank Nifty looks like underperforming the Nifty. That's exactly my view as well. I think that's the slightly weaker index of the two. So would attempt a short there on Kotak Bank around 1490 with a stop at 1510 for targets of 1450. But that apart, 3 long calls. M&M, very positive intraday charts. That's a buy with a stop at 528. Look for 546 as the first target. Possibly 560 could happen. Castrol, extremely positive candlestick pattern. That's a buy with a stop at 116 half for targets of 125. And Reliance, of course, is the market leader as well. A bullish candlestick pattern here as well. Buy with a stop at 1262. Look for a first target of 1300.
Okay, and Sudarshan, what about you? What are the stocks on your list?
Well, I'll start with the financials. I have HDFC, the housing finance company, in my list as a buy. That has come to an oversold level. I also feel that perhaps the financials will see some kind of a bounce today. We don't know how much, but it's a trade worth taking because technically it's also at a support. I have Indigo as a buy. Indigo has been in a narrow range for 4 days. The stock has been outperforming and that outperformance should continue. And TCS as a buy for the day and as a positional buy. TCS is completing a very attractive bullish pattern. So it should rally anything between 7 to 10% in the next few months. I think it's a stock worth buying into. 3 good quality shares to buy, and Tata Motors is a short sell. It's intraday, but it's a short.
No PSU Bank.
No PSU Bank, because we don't know how the markets will react today and whether the gap up will be significant enough to be bought into. I don't know that.
No, actually, I take your point about IT stocks. They could be outperformers even better than the banking stocks, simply because the expectation is the rupee should be a little weaker. But let's wait and see. You know, the things going for the rupee is what if the FPI is actually bought? What if crude is also a sentiment booster? We don't know. But my sense is with the yuan at 7.14, the rupee should start on the back foot.
All right, someone who has a positive view about today is Vinod Sharma of HDFC Securities. He joins in as well this morning. Vinod, you believe that the markets are likely to get their mojo back, and what would you do on the index itself?
Yeah, thank you, Sonia. My view is that I am buying the 11,000 call in the Nifty at around 40 rupees. Obviously, the markets will open higher, but essentially, you can buy 50% of, say, around 40 instead of 40 rupees, you can buy 50% at 60 rupees premium, and the rest you can wait for 40 to come down if it comes. The reason why I see markets getting their mojo back stems from the fact that right from the last budget, our markets have fallen something like 9.35%, whereas the Dow has fallen only 4.9%, and the emerging market index, one of the popular ones, has fallen just around 8.9%. So we have done worse than emerging markets as well as the Dow. Now is the time that we'll be falling less than them, and maybe we have got our ability back to bounce on crude prices tumbling down. So essentially it is Indian markets will outperform, that's my take, and therefore I have 2 stocks which have a benefit of what happened on Friday, and 2 stocks which have nothing to do with what the announcements were.
Okay, which are they? Which are the ones that will benefit?
Yeah, Cadila, I'll come to those stocks which have nothing to do with what happened on Friday. Cadila is one stock which our system has thrown up. I'm buying the 220 call at around 3.9 rupees, stop loss at 2. I have a target around 8 here. And in Indigo, I am buying the 1650 call at 28 rupees, stop loss at 15, target around 55. In these cases, both of them, I think the premium is almost doubling. Two stocks where we believe have something to do with what the FM said after the markets closed. Maruti, we believe, although it has done well in the current series, bouncing back from the lows, but I'm still buying the 6,300 call at around 84 rupees, stop loss at 50, target around 150, because this will be a beneficiary of the government go buying cars. And lastly, PSU banks, which you're missing, Lata, I'm buying the 275 call at 4.5, stop loss at 2, target of around 10 here.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Vinod. Have a great trading day. Looks like you've spoiled your... Did you spoil your throat because of Sindhu or Ben Stokes?
No.
Who were you shouting for? Okay, have a great trading day.
Thank you.
Don't forget Jasprit Bumrah as well in between all of this.
Okay, yeah, of course.
5 wickets
I know.
in all continents now, and in the first series.
I know that 100 was something. 100 for the
Right.
West Indies. Yeah, so much to root for. We had a busy evening yesterday. Thank you.